Hello, my friends. Today's date is December the 4th, and this is a reading for you if this is your birth date or if this is an anniversary or some special occasion date. But primarily, this is a birthday reading. It's a four-card pull. This is for the year to follow. A general energy card for the year, a challenge you might face this year, an action you can take to stay in balance, and an outcome or synopsis card. So, this is the general energy card of the year, and it is the underworld. And the underworld, well, the underworld talks a lot about, we have to face the deepest and the hardest parts of ourself, our subconscious, our fears, our deepest rooted pains. This might be a year where you have to face some conflict, where you have to face some trial, where you have to face something that really scares the hell out of you. In fact, Dante's Inferno is a great example of the underworld. What does the underworld say to you? What is your greatest fear of the underworld? What is the thing? Probably death is the greatest fear that the underworld presents to us. Death by some torturous thing or event or person or energy. The underworld forces us to look at the shadow, and it says, well, you can face the shadow, but it's going to push you toward working with the light, and that's ultimately what the underworld does for us. It makes us choose what we wish to believe, how we wish to live, how we wish to go forward, how we can stir up our courage and summon our strength and move forward, even through the pain of death, the pain of loss, the pain of pain, the pain of unintended circumstances, the pain of things falling out of alignment, structures falling. This could be a very interesting year for you, and it doesn't have to be all year long. This might be one marked time for you. Remember, I'm talking to 22 million people who might be born on this day around the world. So, to get the full ramification of this, but in essence, something that you don't want to face, that is painful and scary and frightening, comes to you this year in whatever form that takes, and you're gonna make be forced to look at it. You're gonna be forced, like Inanna, to go into the underworld to find out who you are and to find out what you're really afraid of, and to find out a way to recognize that you can go forward through it, and you can find courage and strength through it, and you can summon the greatest light and vanquish it on some levels, getting rid of maybe the darkest night of your soul, getting rid of the worst fear that you could possibly imagine. But that's the work you have to do this year. And this is a particular challenge for December the 4th people. It was the Two of Swords. Normally, the Two of Swords in this particular position says, oh, I don't want to fight with somebody. I'll put my swords, my mind, my discrimination, my want to fight with somebody and argue and defend myself. I'll hold them. I don't need to use them unless I'm absolutely need to use them if somebody else brandishes their sword, their judgments, their pain at me. But I'm going to choose peace. So this is your challenge, to choose peace when something else is coming at you, when something else feels very terrifying to you, when something or someone else or some other circumstances is coming at you, and you don't know what to do, and you don't know how to be at peace with it, and you don't know how to put your swords up and not judge it, and not make it fight back with those evil against evil, in essence. Words are good and words are hard and words are bad. Words can be strong and mean. Words can be strong and positive. So this is that choice of how to use your words, what words to even use when you're facing some kind of dilemma, some kind of challenge, some kind of pain. So your challenge is to recognize that you want to fight. You want to fight this thing. You want to go against it. You don't want to put your swords down. You judge it as evil. You judge it as harsh. You judge it as inopportune. You judge it as not fair. You judge it as uh, maybe even your own abandonment by God, goddess, creator, all that is. Maybe you feel abandoned by uh, by God in essence, or you feel abandoned by your society or your family or your country or even yourself, and you want to fight about it, and you don't, you want to fight about it. So there's something out there working against you, and I would say that that is the action you can take, is the weasel. And the weasel knows that it can be a quiet seeker of knowledge. And the weasel is about stealth. And the weasel is about, sitting on the sidelines, going through and watching from the forest edge. Or it's about squirming through the enemy's territory. Weasels are best known for squirming through the enemy's territories and, going into all the cubby holes and finding the secret compartments and finding what is the secret plans and listening, overhearing, what is being said over there, because nobody sees a weasel in the corner, with its little black eyes staring out and its great hearing. So your action to take is to be the weasel. Listen intently, watch intently, seek quietly to understand what is going on behind your back, what is going on behind your comfort, what is going on that is coloring and creating this challenge and this pain that is there for you, and really learn and discern what is the truth of the matter. And the underworld, basically says, I don't know what the truth is, and I'm scared what's underneath it. But the weasel says, well, I'm going to ferret it out. I'm going to nose it out. I'm going to smell it out. I'm going to look for, the weasels are also about, the shiny gems that they like to covet and bring with them. So the weasel, on some level is considered a thief, but the thief that takes the truth and brings it out into public is not a thief. It's a thief only from those people who are trying to hide things that you don't want to see from you. So the weasel can be a great whistleblower. The weasel can be a great storyteller. The weasel can be a great informant to something that needs to be informed about. The underworld, feels like your enemy, and you need to understand it, and you need to do what you can to protect yourself and protect your family and to be aware of it. So this is a year of being highly aware, highly attuned, listening for where you can make a difference once you understand what the situation is, what the situation has brought to you, and how it affects you. So this is that action to take to come into balance, is to let yourself honor the weasel energy inside of yourself that needs to ferret out, weasels and ferrets, needs to ferret out the right information, the truth, the depth, the understanding in the subconscious. Maybe it's the subconscious of another who doesn't feel like they're being square with you, true with you, honorable to you. Maybe they even mean some badness to you and some injustice to you. So you get to look at that and understand it and maybe make some very powerful decisions in your life, and it might mean making powerful decisions for others who might be going against you, when you know that you don't need to be gone against, that you're doing the best you can, and you're facing life the best you can, but there is something that is threatening you. So that is the action to take. And this is the outcome card, a soul card by Deborah Koff Chapin. Comes with no words of instruction. So it's the recognition that on some level, you're just doing what you need to do for your own evolution, for your own light, for your own understanding of how things operate on bigger pictures. There's karmic resonances here. There's soulmates coming together to help each other grow and learn through some kind of challenging time. There's a music that transcends all of this. There's a rhythm and a rhyme that transcends all this. And on some level, you need to face this, because this is an old pattern that I think has come up for you time after time, life after life, that says, yeah, it's just a revisiting. It's just a revisiting, and the higher you can hold your light, the prouder and more affirmative you can carry your integrity and your truth and your honor and your dignity, and the more you can shine your light of love and compassion toward yourself and toward others who are in pain, because obviously if someone is bringing this much junk to you, then they're in a hell of a lot of pain, and maybe they just really need to be understood on deeper levels. Whatever that means. Somebody can be understood if they're put in prison, and they get time to think about it, or whatever is the outcome of this card. But it's part of your makeup, it's part of your journey, and it's part of your path to heal something old like this, some kind of Dante's Inferno of your own soul that wishes to be worked out at this point in this year, and brought to a new place of awareness, and brought to a new place of courage and strength and wisdom within you. Home and blessed be.